World War II generation. We cut our teeth and maintained our discipline because we came up through the Great Depression. And I think one of the things that prepared the American people for World War II was the Depression. The fact is that as we came out of the Depression, we went right into World War II. And most of us that served during that time knew what it was to do without. We didn't have a lot, and so forth. I joined the Marine Corps in 1943 in April. But another observation I want to tell you of. I'm not an experienced speaker. My wife kept saying something about going to make a speech tonight. I thought I wasn't going to make a speech, I was just going to talk a little bit. So that's what I'll be doing. I went to Paris Island in April of 1943. I don't know, I may be the only ex-Marine that's in the church area, I don't know. But anyway, when us green boys were getting off the bus there at Paris Island, it was a little dark, I think. As they lined us up along the bus there, we heard some voices in the distance there saying, "You'll be sorry." The next day, they lined us up and they gave us some instructions what they expected. They said, "Don't try to leave the islands," and no one has ever left, never made it out. Another thing, don't try to write your senator or representative that never will leave this post. I tried to think these days and time those type things probably wouldn't go. So we all hunkered down and took what they threw at us. I guess it did us some good. When we were finishing up our basic training, the Marine Corps was beefing up its air arm. So the majority of us at that time was put into the air part of the Marine Corps. A lot of people don't know too much about what the Marine Corps did with the air part. So I was sent to an ordnance school in Jacksonville, Florida, also in Norman, Oklahoma, to learn all we could about all the ordnance that's used in aircraft, particularly the Marine. The Marines used them primarily for close troop support. After we finished all of our schooling, then we went back to Cherry Point. They were forming 4 squadrons of B-25s, and I was asking Lamar that not many people realized that the Marine Corps had B-25s, 2-engine bombers. I see a man there shaking his head, he's aware of it. They were for close combat. They had heavy armor on them, had rockets under the wings, machine guns on each side, bombs in the bay. We even trained to drop torpedoes against ships. So after we trained at Paris Island, at Page Field, went to Key West, Florida. We came back to Paris Island, and then we headed for the West Coast by troop train. You were talking a little bit about troop trains. That back then, that was the only way you traveled. It took about 5 or 6 days for us to get from Cherry Point to San Diego. It was a real experience for us young fellas. Every time we went through, hang out the window and holler at the girls. Real experience. But anyway, we went to San Diego, stayed a little while. We aborted a troop trip up at Fort Hueneme to head west. I believe I don't know whether I'm the only person that's talking tonight that served in the Pacific. But anyway, we boarded the ship. It was a converted banana boat. You know, the way you troops move today is by air and so forth. Everything then went by boat. We go down in the hold. You have a space about like this to sleep and store your stuff in. There's 5 racks high. If you want to see a real sight, go down in the night when it's hot and everything. But, anyway, we boarded the troop ship. We soloed to Hawaii at Pearl Harbor. Stayed there about a week or two, and then we joined convoys and started moving further west. The first stop was in the Solomon Islands, an island named Aniwetok. You know us peons in the service and so forth, we didn't know the real plans and so forth, what they had planned for us. But anyway, we stayed there a little while, joined another convoy, went further west to the Carolina islands called Ulitha and Margamot and so forth. I remember too, they anchored at these islands in old craters, craters of volcanoes and reefs and so forth. You were shaking your head, you aware of that? But anyway, two events I recall at Ulitha. They managed to let us go ashore at an island called Margamot for a day's recreation. We thought that was great. Then the Japanese released 4 of those one-man submarines into the area where the anchorage was, but only one of them was successful in sinking a tanker. The death charge and so forth, I think, made away with the others, and we were required to stay up on deck while until they did eliminate the dangers. We left Ulysses, went to Duluth, anchored there for a while. Now, while we were moving under those circumstances, I might say that our unit stayed aboard troop ship something over 3 months. So that's a pretty good while to be aboard a troop ship. But the biggest event there at Ulysses was not Ulysses, it's losing the train of thought now. But anyway, at the next anchorage, they gave us permission to go swimming off the ship. Everybody thought that was a good idea. I remember diving off the deck of the ship. I didn't realize how high up it was. I thought I'd never hit the water. And when I hit the water, I went so deep, I thought I'd never come back up to the surface. So I didn't try that again. So when we left Blue, we went around the South China, the South of the Philippines, and we found out the Philippines, that's when the campaign was beginning in the Philippines, but that's where we were headed. So we went around the south side of the Philippine Islands up through the China Sea, and we got into a same thing that we have today here with hurricanes, and the whole convoy was, I always heard the China Sea was rough, but being there in hurricane-type conditions, it was really something. So we made our first contributions to the campaign on our Mindoro. We went in there. After that was secured, we all boarded landing craft and so forth and went to the southernmost island of the Philippines, which is Mindanao. If any of you have ever heard of Semper Fi in that area. And that we campaigned in that area until that island was secure. We were at that point when the war was over, when the atomic bombs were dropped. And all of us were real happy about that, because we were all getting ready to go north toward the Japanese islands, and most anybody given any thought would know what that was for. So a lot of people have criticized the United States for using the atom bomb, but those people that are critical of that just wasn't over that. And I thank the Lord that they gave the wisdom to this country, to our scientists and so forth, that developed this bomb before our adversaries did, because I understand the Japanese and Germans both were working on that. Because I don't think if all of us went up and fought against the Japanese islands, they would have given up very easily. We know that through what they did at Okinawa and some of the islands that was taken. So I'm real thankful for what happened. I know it was catastrophic, but it was one of them things that was, I just think it was right that this country had those. We don't know what the Japanese have done, or the Germans would have done with those weapons. I'm like all the rest of them. I think a lot about the boys that I grew up with in my hometown, the boys I served with overseas that never came back. And of course, this is true of all wars. They didn't have the privilege to come back and have a family, see their grandchildren, and enjoy the fruits of their labors. And I think about that a lot. But, we're fortunate. The ones that we did come back are real fortunate. And I'll wind up by saying that one of those sayings in the Marine Corps was that when you die, go to heaven. All you had to do was tell St. Peter that another Marine was reported to serve my time in hell.